I'm going on mute. Please meet Jalmari.
Jalmari, thank you so much for this opportunity. I have loved your work ever since Big Game. For starters, welcome to the podcast. Finland is definitely in the house. I love it. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Definitely.
Look, I watched SISU and just love this movie. It's everything that I guess I fell in love with Big Game. Like, it's a wild concept that totally can happen. I mean, just to go back, Big Game, a Polish plane gets shot down over Finland, and a 13-year-old boy has to take him to safety. And now we have Finnish prospector finds gold, feels like this is it for him, runs into Nazis, see who blinks first. Is that fair to say without spoiling anything?
No, that's basically the idea.
You know what, Jalmari? I'm going to do my best in this interview not to spoil anything because it's so great. This movie, it's everything you love from an action movie. It's about an hour and a half. This is like Rambo meets John Wick meets Inglourious Basterds. What make you came up with this concept of World War II getting in the way of someone's actual life? If in a roundabout way of saying it.
Well, it's a big mess of all kinds of shit, but it all started from First Blood, and it was so big thing for me when I was a kid, and I always wanted to do a film like that, and I've been seeking a story to how to do something like that, and one day I had this idea of a guy finding a lot of gold in Lapland, and a couple of years later, I was thinking about the Nazis who basically destroyed the whole northern part of Finland back in the World War II, and then I realized that would be like a perfect combo of having like iconic villains like Nazis that this guy could kill them all, and that would be a great movie. So a minute after that, I knew exactly what I'm gonna do.
Now, with this movie, which is it was an interesting take. I like what you did in the movie. There was like a lack of dialogue between, well, pretty much everyone. But in a way, it made you feel the characters instead of like you already put this backstory in your head with a lot of the characters to the point where you didn't really need to over-explain things. What made you make that choice?
Well, because the main character is from Finland and he encounters only people from Germany, so they can't talk that much anyway. And it's a really cool thing to have in a movie, and it's a really Finnish thing not to talk that much. But it always creates I think a more cinematic way to tell a story if you don't explain it in a boring fucking dialogue. It's just rather try to figure out the ways how to explain situation and things and almost like thoughts and everything with pictures and how people are acting and I think that's really cool way to do a film.
Okay. What about Jorma made him the best pick for this role? Because I totally believed it.
Well, we had a long relationship with Jorma, and I never even thought about like having anyone else to play that role because I don't know who could do it as well as Jorma did.
Now, one thing I have seen in a lot of movies, they put, quote, age limits on action stars because it's, quote, unbelievable that someone can do these stunts or put themselves in a situation. What is your take on that? I mean, clearly, Jorma isn't exactly what I would call in his 20s, but it's totally believable. What is your take on that age limit on action stars?
Well, I have a problem with because for me, because I'm like from 3 years, I'm 50 years old, and I don't consider myself as a man yet. So I need to be looking up for someone older than me to like feel that he's like a man who could do something. If I would thought that like it would be like somebody from like 25 years old or even 30 or something like that, it feels like really stupid idea to me. I needed to have like charismatic, like a man to
Yeah.
be in that situation. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to me when I'm 70 myself. Do I still need like a 90-year-old guy to play the man for me?
Well, Jalmari, I gotta say, this movie, without spoiling anything, a lot of action, a lot of stuff where it just blows your mind, literally. I gotta say, did you have encounter any problems setting these up, or was it just everything ran smooth? Because you had to convince, some people to just jump into some of the action sequences that was there.
No, it was everything was really easy basically after the writing, because everyone loved the script and it was really easy to sell and really easy to finance, and the biggest thing was because I knew this couldn't be just like a dude killing Nazis. It's about how you do it and how you survive. That was like really clear to me that I have to be more inventive than anyone else to stand off like all the other action films. So I wanted to create inventive and surprising ways to basically kill Nazis, and I'm pretty sure that no one can guess what's going to happen next in the film, because there are really really weird things going on in that film.
That is correct. Look, I know we're up against it. It was a fun time, wasn't a long time. I got one last question. And also I'm inviting you back to the podcast whenever you want. We can talk about movies, make this a little bit more in depth whenever you want. But do you have a favorite scene in this movie? Because this was, oh man, I got a few.
Well, I like basically all of the scenes in the film, and I like how it like goes bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what I love about it. But if I have to name something, I really enjoy watching basically the audience when they find out how Artem is surviving underwater. That is pretty cool thing.
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty dope too. Look, that's up there. That's easily in my top 2. So I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to end this interview right now. It was so lovely just to have you for a short time, because if I keep talking about this movie, I am going to spoil it. Thank you so much, Jalmari, for your time, and see you soon. Much success too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Sam. Always a pleasure. Thank you, love.
Always. Bye.
Always. SISU.
All right.
Bye, love.
Bye.